Fishing is an integral part of the fisheries industry, providing food, employment, and income to millions of people around the world. Salmon, cod, and red perch are all commercially important fish species that play an important role in international trade. Introduction to salmon, cod, and red perch, Salmonidae, are famous for their migration from the sea to rivers to spawn. Salmon are a rich source of nutrients, especially omega-3 fatty acids, protein, and important vitamins and minerals. Gadidae is a cold-water marine fish commonly found in the North Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Cod has white, lean meat, and is a staple in many traditional dishes in Europe and North America. Red perch, Sebastes spp, a deep-water fish, with a distinctive color and rich flavor, and are a popular food in Asian and European cuisines. Trawling has been around for thousands of years, starting with coastal fishing communities. Over time, trawling has evolved to become one of the most efficient fishing tools, with modern versions capable of operating at greater depths and covering larger areas. Trawling construction. Trawling typically consists of a large net frame with buoys at the top and lead plates at the bottom to hold the net in place underwater. The net is pulled across the sea by a boat, collecting fish as they become entangled in the mesh. Trawling method. Trawling requires skill and an understanding of currents, weather, and fish behavior. Fishermen often use positioning technology to locate schools of fish and deploy nets accurately. Habitat and migration behavior of salmon. Salmon live mainly in the sea but migrate to rivers to spawn. Fishing vessels often target the main migration routes of salmon. Popular salmon fishing areas. The waters of the North Pacific and North Atlantic are the areas with the highest salmon production. Canada, Norway, and Chile are the leaders in the salmon industry. Time and method of fishing. Salmon fishing usually takes place in the summer and fall, when salmon migrate from the sea to rivers to spawn. Trawl nets are often deployed along the fish's migration routes to ensure the highest yield. Trawl fishing techniques for cod. Biology and behavior of cod. Cod is a cold water fish, usually living at depths of 200 to 600 meters. They move in schools, which makes trawling more efficient. Fishing areas and seasons. The North Atlantic, especially the waters off Norway, Iceland, and Canada, are home to large schools of cod. The cod fishing season typically lasts from winter to early spring. Fishing methods. Trawls are deployed at great depths, often accompanied by sonar technology to locate schools of cod. Fishing vessels usually drag the nets at slow speeds to ensure that the fish are caught in the net without much damage. Trawling techniques for red perch. Biological and ecological characteristics of red perch. Red perch is a deep-water demersal fish, usually found at depths of 100 to 300 meters. They are often found near coral reefs and rough seabeds. Suitable waters for fishing. Coastal areas of the Pacific Ocean, from Alaska to California, are rich in red perch. Practices and challenges. Fishing for red perch requires trawls to be adjusted to suit the seabed conditions. Fishermen need to be careful not to damage the seabed environment when deploying trawls. Impact on marine ecosystems. Trawling can be harmful to the marine environment, especially coral reefs and seabeds. Trawling not only catches fish, but also harms non-target species and aquatic ecosystems. Mitigation measures. Measures such as using trawls with larger meshes to allow escape of small fish and non-target species, and implementing marine protected areas to protect threatened species and environments. Contribution to local and global economies. Fishing, especially salmon, cod and red perch, contributes greatly to the economies of coastal countries. They not only provide food, but also create jobs and income for millions of people. Challenges and opportunities. With pressures from declining fish stocks and changes in international regulations, the fishing industry needs to adapt and innovate to remain sustainable. Technology and effective management are key factors for the future development of the industry, from processing to packaging. After being brought into the factory, salmon will go through steps such as cleaning, cutting, deboning, and processing into products such as fillets, smoked salmon, and canned food. Quick freezing and vacuum packaging technology helps preserve salmon for a long time without losing quality. Salmon products and consumption markets. Salmon fillets, smoked salmon, and salmon sushi are popular products in the global market. The main markets for salmon products include North America, Europe, and Asia. Processing and preservation. Cod is often processed into products such as fillets, salted fish, and fish oil. The preservation process includes quick freezing, and vacuum packaging. Export and consumption. Countries such as Norway, Iceland, and Canada are major exporters of cod. The main consumption market is Europe. where cod is the main ingredient in many traditional dishes. Red perch processing process. Processing steps. Red perch is often processed into fillets, frozen fish, and canned products. The processing process requires delicate trimming techniques to preserve the fish's characteristic flavor and texture. Products and culinary applications. Red perch is a popular ingredient in Japanese cuisine, with dishes such as sashimi and sushi. In addition, red perch is also widely used in European and North American dishes adopting modern technology. Modern fish processing plants use advanced technologies such as robotization, automatic cutting machines, and automatic quality control systems to ensure the highest quality output products. Food hygiene and safety standards. Factories must strictly comply with international food hygiene and safety regulations, including certifications such as HACCP, ISO, and national standards. Summary of the role of fishing and fish processing. Fishing and fish processing are an important part of the ocean economy and provide a major source of food for billions of people around the world. However, the industry also faces many challenges such as declining stocks, climate change, and pressure from international regulations. Challenges and directions for sustainable development. To maintain sustainable development, the industry needs to focus on environmental protection, technological innovation, and improved management of aquatic resources. International cooperation and scientific research will play an important role in ensuring the stable and available stocks of salmon, cod, and red perch in the future. Fishing is an important economic pillar in many coastal countries. Contributing significantly to GDP and providing millions of jobs. For countries such as Norway, Iceland, Japan, and Chile, the seafood industry is not only a source of food but also a foundation for international trade. For example, Norway. As one of the leading exporters of salmon and cod, Norway earns billions of dollars each year from seafood exports, especially salmon. The seafood industry accounts for about 3% of the country's GDP, providing employment for about 60,000 people. Iceland. With a small population and rich fish resources, Iceland relies heavily on the seafood industry, which accounts for about 11% of GDP and is the country's main source of foreign exchange. Japan. As a country with a rich culinary culture, Japan consumes large amounts of fish, especially red perch and salmon. Japan's fishery industry not only meets domestic demand but is also one of the world's largest exporters. Fish such as salmon, cod, and red perch are not only highly nutritious but also play an important role in the fisheries economy. Salmon, Salmonidae. Salmon is one of the most popular fish species, famous for its migration from the sea to rivers to spawn. Salmon are mainly caught in the North Atlantic and North Pacific. Wild salmon and farmed salmon are both important food sources, with large consumer markets in North America, Europe, and Asia. Cod, Gadidae. Cod is a cold-water marine fish, mainly caught in the North Atlantic. Cod meat is white, low in fat, rich in protein, and is a main ingredient in many traditional dishes. Of Northern Europe and North America. Cod fishing not only contributes to the economy but also greatly influences the culinary culture of these countries. Red perch, Sebastes spp. Red perch is a deep-water demersal fish, mainly in the Pacific Ocean. With its distinctive red color and delicious flesh, red perch is popular in cuisines such as Japan, where it is often used as sushi or sashimi. Red perch is also highly valued in North American and European markets. Trawling is one of the oldest methods of fishing, used since ancient times and has undergone many improvements to become more efficient in modern times. Ancient times, trawling was originally just a simple net woven from plant fibers. They were used by coastal communities to catch fish in shallow waters. Drawings and archaeological remains from the Bronze and Iron Ages have shown the existence of trawls in civilizations such as ancient Egypt and the Mediterranean. Development in the Middle Ages and Renaissance. During the Middle Ages, trawls were improved with the use of stronger fibers such as hemp, and the weaving techniques also became more complex. During the Renaissance, as maritime technology developed, trawls were designed to be larger, capable of fishing in deeper waters, and were widely used in European countries. Modern improvements, with the advent of steam engines and later diesel engines, fishing boats could drag larger nets further and deeper into the seas. Modern trawls are made from synthetic materials such as nylon, which are durable and strong, allowing large quantities of fish to be collected in one pull structure of trawls. Modern trawls consist of many main parts such as the net body, net wings, buoys and sinkers. The main part of the net that holds the fish is made of small mesh to keep the fish at the desired size. The wings are the two outer parts that help expand the collection area, guiding the fish into the net body. Buoys and weights are attached to the top and bottom edges of the net to maintain the desired height of the net in the water. Method of deploying a trawl. To deploy a trawl, fishing vessels move at a slow speed through areas with a lot of fish. The trawl is dropped into the water, expanded and dragged along the seabed or in the middle of the water, depending on the species of fish to be caught. After a period of time, the net is pulled onto the vessel, collecting all the fish caught in the net. Supporting technology, modern fishing vessels are often equipped with sonar systems to determine the location and size of schools of fish, helping to optimize the deployment of the trawl. In addition, GPS positioning systems and computer control help control the depth and speed of the net, ensuring maximum fish catch without causing undue harm to the environment. Salmon habitat and migration. Salmon are famous for their migration from deep seas into rivers to spawn. The main areas for salmon fishing are often along migration routes where salmon congregate in large numbers. These routes often include estuaries, straits, and near-shore waters. Popular salmon fishing areas. The North Pacific and North Atlantic are the main sea areas for salmon fishing. In North America, Alaska and British Columbia are two areas famous for the salmon industry. Meanwhile, in Europe, Norway and Scotland are the world's leading salmon producers. Time and method of fishing. Salmon fishing usually takes place in the summer and autumn, when salmon migrate from the sea to the rivers to spawn. Trawls are often deployed near river mouths, where salmon gather in large numbers. Fishing boats move along the coast, deploying trawls to collect salmon as they enter the river. Biology and behavior of cod. Cod is a marine fish that is well adapted to cold water environments, usually living at depth. Depths of 200 to 600 meters. They tend to live in large schools, especially in winter when they migrate south in search of food. Fishing areas and seasons. The North Atlantic, especially off Norway, Iceland, and Canada, are areas with high concentrations of cod. The cod fishing season usually lasts from winter to early spring, when cod migrate from Arctic waters to warmer areas. Fishing methods. Cod fishing boats often use deep-sea trawls, often with sonar systems to locate schools of fish. When a school of fish is detected, the trawl is lowered and slowly pulled through the area where the fish are. This process requires a high level of skill from the crew to ensure that the net is not torn and that the maximum number of fish is collected. Biology of red perch. Red perch is a bottom fish, living in waters between 50 and 500 meters deep. They tend to live in small schools and hide in crevices or coral reefs. Main fishing areas. Red perch are commonly found in the Pacific Ocean, especially along the coasts of Alaska, California, and Japan. These waters have complex terrain, with many crevices and coral reefs, creating ideal conditions for red perch to live. Method of fishing. Because red perch live on the bottom, trawling them requires the use of special nets, designed to drag close to the seabed without causing damage to the environment. Fishing boats move slowly, dragging the net across the seabed to collect. Red perch. This process requires high precision to avoid damaging the net and causing damage to bottom organisms receiving and sorting. After being caught, salmon will be transferred directly to the processing plant. Here, the fish are sorted based on size, weight, and quality. These grading standards are very strict to ensure that only quality fish continue the processing process. Cleaning and deboning. After grading, salmon will be put into the cleaning process, including removing viscera, cleaning the skin and deboning. Modern factories use automatic machines to perform this process with high precision, minimizing fish meat loss. Slicing and packaging. After cleaning, salmon is sliced into different sizes depending on market requirements. The fish slices are then packaged in a cold environment to keep them fresh, while ensuring food hygiene and safety standards. Storage and transportation process. After packaging, salmon will be stored at deep cold temperatures, -18°C or lower, to prevent decomposition. The transportation process from the factory to the consumer markets must also comply with strict regulations on temperature and storage time. Receiving and initial processing. Similar to salmon, cod after being caught will be transported to the processing plant. The receiving and initial processing process includes cleaning the fish, removing unnecessary parts such as the head, organs and fins, cleaning